This is on X, the U.S. Capitol Police, and it
Mhm.
says U.S. Capitol Police training exercise. And it began on Monday at 10 a.m. We will have a campus-wide evacuation exercise with routine drills. All right, here's a clip, clip one. And of course, you can find the source based on the links on the very top there.
So over there you see all the fire trucks from the DC Foam Task Force. They're set up to cover any arrival. They move the ambulances over here too. I guess that's a sign we're going to have aircraft actually landing.
Serious.
It is very serious, right? And so we also have an additional clip. And I just want the audience to bear in mind that, Morris Clayton just talked about this mass casualty event. And if you go back and you listen to the entire clip, he's talking about 100 plus members unfortunately passing away if such an event were to take place. And so in addition to the drill that you just saw, there was also another drill where they were actually they had an active shooter drill take place, and so we're going to take a listen to this clip as well.
All right, let's help you get the day started for tomorrow, helping you get at least one step ahead. So tomorrow, U.S. Capitol Police are going to be doing what's referred to as an active shooter training exercise. So you're going to see lots of law enforcement around the east front of the U.S. Capitol building. Expect lots of officers and emergency vehicles with their sirens lit up. You may even hear simulated gunshots. We want to be very clear. This is just an exercise, not the real thing, but this is just a drill so officers can be prepared in the event of a true emergency.
Very solemn. And so let's just bear in mind that all of these events are taking place, again, within the last month, 2 months prior to this election. And so we're just trying to piece all of these things together. But what I really want us to focus on is a tweet that just came out from a sitting U.S. representative, Marjorie Taylor. And of course, aside from her political stance, she made some very valid points in her tweet, which I think is important for us to take note of. And so I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm just going to, extract a couple of points here. She says, last night, Capitol Police conducted a casualty evacuation exercise. She says, this comes after the DOD, which is the Department of Defense, signed off on military force to be used to assist police against the American people or American citizens. She also went back to say that Mayorkas is designating January 6th as a special security event. And of course, Mayor Bowser of DC is requesting security for January 6th. Now, of course, she adds her own political slant to this, and that's not, why we're presenting this. But I do, however, want to reiterate at least 2 points that she made mention of. She talked about how the Department of Defense, recently signed off on this, the military using force against American citizens. And of course, we don't want to just take someone's word. We actually want to go back and look at the information for ourselves so that we are educated as far as some of these things that are being discussed. And so I believe that, Pastor, you have this slide here. We're actually going to take a look at the actual directive that came from the Department of Defense. It was 5240.01. And I want you to take a listen to what was said in this directive. It says, federal law enforcement agencies or a state or local law enforcement agency when lives are in danger in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities. Listen to what it says. It says assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality. Okay. It goes on to say, may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury.